All right, hello and welcome. I'm super excited to have you guys here with us and really excited about sharing an innovative new concept, an innovative new way to run your digital marketing agency that I believe is a game changer. And I'm already seeing the impact it's had on Chris's business and a lot of the other seven-figure agency members that we work with. Chris Johnstone is with me from Connection Incorporated. Chris, thanks so much for being here.
It's my pleasure. I am so excited to share this with everybody and to provide as much value as I possibly can. This is going to be a wild hour. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be good. We'll try and squeeze as much in to the short window of time that we have as possible. Guys, we'd love to make this interactive. So if you could, in the comments, just let us know, first thing, number one, what type of agency do you run? Are you website, SEO, pay-per-click, social media, something in between, full service or specific? And then question number two, what niche are you in? We might not address it right now, but it will help us kind of get a sense of who we have on the call so we can really cater the information to you guys as well as possible. So just post that in the comments. This is happening as we speak, so we'd love to keep this super interactive and get some feedback from you guys. Steve is full service. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Perfect. Let me dive in here and we will get this party started. So man, I'm super excited about this session, and I've already, like I said, seeing some of the ramifications. And whenever I run a special training like this, and this is a workshop on implementing the Agency Concierge Model, whenever I run a training on this, I like to think about the problem we're looking to solve for you as the agency owner, for you as the seven-figure agency member, for you as you're kind of going about your business. And really, the problems I see, the challenges I'm seeing come up again and again and again in the digital marketing agency space is most of us are good at what we do. Like some of you do websites, some of you do SEO, some of you do pay-per-click, some of you do some combination thereof. We're good at what we do, and we can make it rain for the client. We can get them leads, we can get them web inquiries, we can get them applications, but sometimes they complain about the quality of the leads. They're like, oh, thanks for the leads, but they're not converting into revenue for us. They're not converting because we don't have the time to answer the calls and to follow up. I'd like for you to give me a one in the comments if you've ever heard this, or if this is a common situation where you feel like, man, we're doing pretty good work, right? We got them ranked, or we got that campaign humming, but they're not converting the opportunities at the highest level possible. Just one in the comments. Again, I want to make sure that these are the right challenges we're looking to solve for. Yeah, okay, so we got some ones on that. I know in our business, plumbing and HVAC SEO, this was a common concern. The other thing that I see is really, really common is just the sense that the results are good, but they're not amazing, right? And as agency owners, we want to feel like we're the best in the business. We don't want to just like kind of get them ranked or kind of generate some leads for them. We want to feel like we knocked it out of the park for them. We changed their lives. And sometimes the mix of services, right? Whether it's the SEO strategy, the PPC strategy, or whatever it is, doesn't like just smash it. Yeah, they might get an ROI, but it's not a game changer. Give me a 2 in the comments if you ever feel like this. You're like, man, I'm a student of this game. I'm constantly studying the latest ideas and the latest trends. I've read all the books and went through all the trainings, but I want to like next level results for my clients. I know that's me. I know a lot of the agencies we work with, that's us as well. Okay, so I'm seeing lots of 2s, and it's a common thing, right? We want better results for our clients. We want to feel amazing about what we've done. The other challenge I kind of see very, very commonly, very, very often is the sense that we don't stand out in the market, right? As digital marketing agency owners, we know we want to generate results for our clients, right? But almost everybody has some version of what we do, right? We're going to build a website. We're going to drive some SEO. We're going to get them ranked. We're going to drive some paid traffic. Maybe we've got some cool mechanisms in place where we're going to track the return on investment and be able to show them how many leads came in. Maybe we're doing some cool stuff with automation. But at the end of the day, whether we're niche focused or not, and even within our niche, there's people in every one of these industries doing the same. There's lots of people in mortgage. There's lots of people in plumbing. There's lots of people in whatever niche you're thinking about going into. You're almost like these lemons, like where you don't stand out. Like there's nothing that differentiates you. Give me the 3 in the comments if this is something that you feel like, man, I'm really good at what we do, but there's not much that differentiates me from the rest of the industry. Okay, cool. All right, so we're speaking the right language. The other thing that happens is as you grow, as you scale, as you take your marketing agency forward and you go from 6 figures to multiple 6 figures to 7 figures and multiple 7 figures, at some point, the the profit margins start to diminish, right? At the beginning, it's like all profit, right? Because it's you doing everything and maybe you and a VA. But as you start to hire account managers, you start to layer on additional services, you'll notice sometimes, unless you get this really dialed in, the profit margins start to diminish. Give me a percentage sign in the comments if you've experienced this at some level as you've grown and scaled your agency. I know I have. I know Chris did. And these are the challenges we're looking to help you guys solve for on today's session. And the reality is, if you can't solve for this, right? If you can't solve for helping your clients convert the leads, if you can't solve for generating next level results, if you can't figure out how to stand out in the marketplace, you won't be able to retain the clients, right? Because if they don't get an ROI, they're not going to stick around. You're not going to stand out in the marketplace. Even as a niche specialist agency, you're not going to be the agency of choice. You'll just be one of a variety, and you'll kind of be commoditized. You will not be able to grow a multiple seven-figure profitable business, really. And that's what we're after. This is the challenge we're looking to help you guys solve on today's session. And so I've asked a couple of times in the comments, I asked you guys to comment if you're experiencing these challenges, and almost all of you did. Like, all of you are. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this session, right? Because, we don't just show up for things for the fun of it. We show up for things because we've got a problem to solve, or we've got an opportunity that we want to tackle. And so my next question for you is this: what are you doing about it, right? What are you doing about the fact? Alexa's trying to talk to me. Alexa, stop. What are you doing about it? What I find is when I talk to agency, I'll just say, okay, big problem, you're generating leads, but they're able to convert those leads. Usually what they say was, that's not my job, right? My job is to generate the lead. My job is to get them ranked and make it so that they get some opportunities in play. Type a yes in comments if you feel that level, that way at some level. I know that used to be my go-to, right? Oh, we got them ranked and we made the phone ring, but it's not my job to, if they don't have someone on the other end that can convert those opportunities into sales, it's not my job. I just want to hear a yep if that's kind of your current stance. Yes. All right. So Tammy, Steve. Yeah. Right. And so, that's an option, right? One option is just to say, look, I do the lead gen, and they need to convert. They can't convert. They aren't gonna get great results. Well, I happen to know for a fact, and I really believe this in my heart of hearts, that the definition of entrepreneurship is being able to solve problems for your clients, is being able to solve problems at a premium, right? That's where profit is created. The bigger problem you solve, the more profit you're going to have. And if you and every other agency on the market is thinking, man, you know what, I can do SEO, I can do pay-per-click, I can generate leads for them, but if they don't convert, that's their problem. And you can come in and say, well, you know what? I'm going to solve that problem. I'm going to help them convert more and more of those leads into sales. You're going to stand out in the marketplace, right? You're going to be able to charge more. You're going to be able to create additional streams of revenue. Just type one in the comments if that makes sense, right? We all know there's this problem, and we can choose to do nothing about it and just keep things the way they are, or we can choose to solve the problem and really create an opportunity for ourselves. Awesome. Lots of ones coming in. Good. That hits home. So that's what we're about today. Like, this is really what we're focused on. We're focused on solving this problem and really opening up this opportunity that really, I believe, is a game changer. So what we want to be able to do, and what we're going to show you how to do throughout the course of this session, is show you how to knock it out of the park for your clients. Like, not just generate okay results. Well, you know what? They got an ROI, they spent $1 and they got $2. No, we want to show you how to provide exponential returns where you can feel amazing, where the clients are like, I cannot believe what you guys have done. I can't believe the results that you're generating from me. Give me one in the comments if that's an exciting idea for you, to be able to just provide next level results. The other thing is we want to do is we want to help our clients convert the leads that we generate, really, so that they don't just generate leads, but they generate sales, they generate revenue. I want you to change your thinking just for a minute, for the course of this session, from I'm an SEO guy, or I'm a pay-per-click gal, or I'm a lead generator, I do digital marketing, which is okay, to I'm an opportunity generator, right? The clients don't pay you for the widgets that you put in place. They pay you for the results, right? And really, if you can think, whatever I have to do from a delivery perspective to generate tangible, measurable results is what I want to focus on in my business. really that's going to be extremely powerful positioning. So we're going to show you how to help the clients convert the leads that you generate for them on a high level. And we're going to help you stand out from the marketplace. I think this is super important as the agency space gets more and more competitive. As the niche marketing agency space gets more and more competitive, you have to have a differentiated service offering. And so what we want to arm you with is something that you can come into the market with that makes you stand out, that makes you this orange guy in the sea of white. And the people are like, wow, okay, I want to do business with you because you're doing something different and you're doing something better. Just type different in the comments if you understand the power of having a differentiated offering. It's going to help you close clients. It's going to help you retain clients. It's going to help you be more actively referred. It's going to help you get more speaking opportunities and positioning opportunities to continue to grow and scale within the business. Awesome. All right, guys, you guys are right there with me. The other thing that's really exciting about the opportunities we're talking about today is not only is it going to make you retain clients higher, not only is it going to help you provide next level results for the clients that you do have, but it's also going to create a stream of highly profitable revenue, a new stream of revenue on top of what you've already got going on. Put a dollar sign in the comments if that sounds pretty exciting, right? We're going to generate better results. Our client's going to stay with us longer, and we can create this brand new stream of highly profitable revenue. Amazing. And what's best is the client's going to stick around long term, right? They're not just going to pay for 6 months and be like, I took this as far as it could go. They're going to continue to pay. And not only are they going to pay, they're going to happily refer us to their non-competitive friends because you did such a good job, because your service stands out in the marketplace. So this is the opportunity, right? This is what we're after. We're going to generate better results for our clients. We're going to generate a new stream of profitable revenue. And we're going to stand out. We're going to help you arm you with that differentiated service offering in the market. Just give me a yes if this is exciting, if you're on board to really roll up your sleeves. This isn't just going to be surface level. Chris is going to show you exactly what he did in his agency, how he created this outcome, and arm you with exactly how to do the same. All right, Chris, they're excited. I'm excited. Let's do this. I want to hand this off to you, Chris. Tell us their story. Tell us the background. Tell us how you arrived on this business model, and let's roll up our sleeves and show them exactly how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, everybody. My name is Chris Johnstone. I run, as Josh said, a multiple seven-figure agency. Our niche, just to share with everybody, we're in the mortgage and financial services space. So highly competitive. There's information products out there about just how to start a digital marketing agency just in the mortgage space. So we are our clients are constantly being bombarded with the offer of we'll do your Facebook ads, or we'll do your SEO, or will you do your Google pay-per-click. And that's primarily what we did in our agency and got to the multiple seven-figure mark just doing paid media services for our clients. And then we had a client who was absolutely crushing it from our perspective. So ranked number one in the Google 3-pack on the local map placement, getting phone calls every single day. And in the mortgage business, they can make $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 per deal. And we're generating like one phone call opportunity per day from their SEO. Then their Google ads, we were in and around like $14, $15 a lead. Leads are streaming in, and they're getting responses inside the automations that we had set up inside the system. And so client reaches out to me, says, Chris, I'd really like to have a private meeting with you. I said, great, no problem. Let's hook it up. I'm expecting to get a video testimonial that we're going to be able to use to create new clients, to create new advertising and everything. And he comes to me and says, Chris, I'm sorry, man, but we're canceling our services with you. And I was like, you're one of our best cousins. Like, from a results perspective, how could you possibly be canceling your services? Like, no sense whatsoever to me. And he said, Chris, it's great, but just the leads are no good. Okay, somebody's going to go to Google, type in your specific product or service, read your ratings and reviews, pick up the phone call, and call you, but they're no good. I get it. Okay. So we lost the client, lost the deal, lost the revenue, super painful. And then I've got to go back to my staff and like, hey, this client that we were having an amazing experience with, I'm sorry, but they just canceled. We got to take them off the books. We're not getting that revenue anymore. Has anybody here ever had an experience like that where you're just like crushing it for your client and they come back and the leads are no good and they're just
Steve
not
raised
able to
his hand.
close
Yeah,
them.
type me in the comments. Yeah, Josh says, "Yup." I think all of us, if we've been in this game long enough, the one that you think is going to stay forever is the one that says, "I'm out."
And so, out of just absolute frustration and disbelief, what I did was I started picking up the phone and going through his account, and I started calling the leads. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And I had like 5 or 6 really good move forward conversations with people that were interested in getting a mortgage, had good enough credit, had a down payment, they were willing to work forward. And I had this aha epiphany moment. And I was like, I'm expecting a mortgage loan officer to do something that a mortgage loan officer won't do. I'm expecting them to pick up the phone and cold call somebody, or actually just pick up their phone. Like it's an inbound call to the number on their Google business profile, and they just wouldn't pick up the phone. And so I realized that there is this thing that exists in every single digital marketing agency out there. And I didn't realize how big the problem was at that particular time. But I figured out that I was going to solve it. So what I did was I put out like the worst job ad in history. And I said, I run a digital marketing agency, and I'm looking for somebody who can call real estate and mortgage leads and turn them from a lead into a qualified vetted appointment. And you know how sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time and the right information hits you and the right person kind of comes in your life? Well, one of the first people to respond to that job ad used to run the call center for one of the largest RE/MAX franchises in the country. And he said, Chris, I know your problem. I know exactly what to do. Put me on the phone and I'm going to start converting these leads. In less than 15 days, we had doubled the number of appointments that were being booked from the online leads that we were generating for our clients in our agency. Quite literally doubled the amount of sales opportunities that our customers were getting by putting this one simple person in between the lead gen and the appointment booking. So all our clients had to do is know, okay, there's going to be a vetted, qualified person showing up on an appointment at this date and time, and it just popped into their calendar as an appointment. And it changed everything for our agency. Absolutely everything changed from that point. And so, I'm interested if anybody's tried to go down that route and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to call the leads for this, platinum client that I have just because I can't lose the business. Or if you've gone down this route of trying to solve the problem of I don't just generate leads, but I generate sales. Josh has thought about it. Okay.
So one, if you've done this before or you've thought about it, 2, if it's a brand new concept for you, just so we can kind of get some sense. And this is awesome, Chris. And I love, like, this isn't coming from you like, hey, I've got an idea on what something like Chris has done. This is going to really show you exactly how to implement. So I'm super pumped.
So long story short, I went out and started hiring more concierge agents because we were running a multi-7-figure agency. We had a number of clients to apply this on. So we went out and really put a system in place for how do we run a job ad? How do we vet a candidate? What questions do we ask them on the interview process? How do we make sure they're the right person? And then building a system for them of the scripts, the text messages, how to make the phone calls, how to track the results, how to give the reports to the clients, all of that stuff, and scaled it. So now my digital marketing agency, we're not actually a digital marketing agency anymore. We're a sales agency. And we'll talk about why that languaging change is so important in your niche in just a little bit. But we're now a total of 25 full-time staff members. And all we do is we generate leads and we generate pre-vetted sales appointments for our customers, but no longer just from the leads that we generate. Well, in just that first year of discovering this thing that was creating massive churn in our agency, burning out our clients and burning out our staff, and really truly making it so that we couldn't get to, so we were at that point in our trajectory, like we were seriously aiming at this $5 million mark, And we just could not get there because we couldn't onboard clients as fast as they were falling off the back end because everybody was coming to us and saying, the leads are not good, I can't convert them. Well, as soon as we solved that specific problem, our retention increased, our client satisfaction increased. We went from getting almost no referrals in our agency to now, last month, 22% of the sales that our sales team made were from referrals from existing customers that were already doing business with us. And those are free customers because I don't have to spend a dime on advertising to go out and get them. And when my sales team gets them on the phone, they're pre-sold on working with us because they've already seen another business owner that's getting results from what it is that we're doing for them. So we made an additional $1,040,023 in revenue, and then an additional $849,648 in profit just by plugging the concierge agent into the clients and systems and lead gen that we already had. And this is truly the epiphany that I had when I realized, wait a minute, it's not just me. This is every single digital marketing agency that serves a client in the space, because what we're doing and what I used to do myself is I was climbing a mountain in my agency, and every day, like, not to get off track, but I like to get out of bed at 5:30 in the morning, exercise, do my health routine, do all of that so that when my kids wake up, I'm fully there for my kids. But as soon as my kids go to school, I'm 100% focused on the business, and I'm there 6 days a week. You know what I mean? Like on Saturdays, my head is there, even though I might not be in the office doing the actual work, because I'm climbing a mountain in my agency. Now, I should say that's how I used to work. Now I take Fridays off. I work on big picture projects for the first half of the day. And then I've been pulling my kids out of school early on Friday afternoons, and we go to like trampoline parks, or my kids are big in, so I coach both of their hockey teams. I coach both of their soccer teams. I have all this time because my business is finally stable enough that I don't have to feel like I'm running around behind it, strapping duct tape to it all the time just to try and make sure that we don't lose the revenue and the customers. And in that, I was climbing this mountain of like, if I can just be the best SEO agency in the mortgage space, everything will be okay. If I can just generate leads from Facebook for $2 less than my competition, I've won the game. If I can just, deliver the perfect service, my clients are going to be great. But what I discovered is that my customers and your customers, they're climbing their own mountain every single day. They've got to worry about payroll. They've got to worry about staff. They've got to worry about people showing up. Are the trucks on the road? Are we actually doing it? Their customer service issues, all of the things that they've got to do. And what I discovered is that when a lead comes in and I've won and I'm at the absolute pinnacle of what we do and I'm just flooding them with good, high quality leads for low cost, I'm actually creating a massive problem for my clients, because the last thing that they actually want to do is follow up with a lead. It's a massive problem for them. And so if I'm at the pinnacle of what I'm doing and they're at the pinnacle of what they're doing and they're super successful, there's a big gap between me creating results for those clients. Because Josh, take the plumbing and HVAC agency space. If you're a plumber and you're getting 7 phone calls a day from people that want plumbing services, that's a massive problem. They don't want their phone to ring. They're plumbing or, doing what plumbers do all day. They don't want to answer the phone. And that's the gap. And I realized that if I can take it from a lead to an actual vetted, qualified appointment that's booked in on the calendar, these leads aren't falling off into this gap and being completely wasted anymore. I'm actually getting the client to the point where they can just pick up the phone, get the money, and move on to the next thing. And I eliminate 80% of the conversations that they shouldn't be having anyway. And the results that we're generating for them are massively more profitable, and it's more convenient for them. And it's actually fun for us to deliver it as a service. And it makes us 100% unique in our niche, because we're the only one that's bridging the gap between the leads and the actual business owners.
I want you guys to type gap in the comments here if this makes sense, right? Like we're focused on generating the lead, the client's focused on running their business, right? No matter how good we are, there is this gap that exists, right? And this is the opportunity we're talking about, right? Becoming the bridge, right?
That's right.
Okay, perfect. Guys, I engage with me here. Dean wrote gap. Ashley wrote gap. Okay, keep going, Chris. This is great.
All right. So I want to share with you just a quick little story. So I have a podcast. It's in the mortgage space, and people just went nuts because I just had our largest competitor that we used to sell digital marketing agency services as a guest on my podcast to promote his marketing agency. And people are like, why on earth would Chris take his largest competitor and put him on his podcast? Because I'm the one filling the gap, okay? So our concierge service, we now go to our clients and we say, it doesn't matter who you're buying your leads from. We're in the mortgage space. So you can buy your leads from Zillow. You can buy them from any of these hundreds of companies that are selling leads in the mortgage space. What's your biggest problem? The leads suck and I can't turn them into customers. Well, we're now the solution and the only solution in the mortgage industry that can take a lead from any source and actually turn it into a vetted, qualified appointment in the calendar of the client. Because here's the massive problem that they all struggle with. This is from a study that was published in the Harvard Business Review. And so they did a study and they had almost 10,000 leads. I believe it was 10,000 leads that they did this study on. And they found that there's a 10 times decrease in the amount of leads that you can actually contact if you wait 5 minutes after the lead has been generated. So you can actually increase the number of leads that you talk to and convert by 900% if you call them in the first 5 minutes. That's it. No Facebook hacks, no Instagram hacks, no TikTok hacks, no Google hacks. Just pick up the phone and call them in 5 minutes. You can take 100 leads and get the same response as 1,000 leads just by picking up the phone and converting them in the first 5 minutes. The study goes on and it says that your chances of making contact with a lead and actually converting it into business goes up by 90% if you make a minimum of 6 phone calls. So you have 2 key points to be able to make far more money for your clients by just picking up the phone right away and making sure you're converting the leads right away, and then making sure that there's 6 phone calls that go out to those leads. And now you've got your bucket of all of the leads that you're generating for the agency. But if you're potentially going to lose that customer to another agency that's come in and said, hey, we can do Facebook ads better, or we can do SEO better, or whatever it is, you can just say, hey, look, well, what are you going to do with those leads? Are you going to call the leads in the first 5 minutes? No. Well, great. Well, we can take their leads, compare them to ours, but we're going to convert all of them far better. And you're solving a massive problem. So in that, are you starting to see how the concierge model changes the value proposition that you take to your clients and how you can create a better result? Just give me a 1 in the comments if it makes sense. I'm somewhat new.
This is great. I just want to interject, guys. So to be clear, right? Most of your clients, it's not that they don't answer the phone, and sometimes they don't answer the phone, period. But they've got a lady at the front desk who's responsible for answering the call. And if it's ready to book right in that moment, maybe she'll get it. But there's nobody in any of our clients' businesses that's treating this like a sales opportunity. On every call, following up on all the missed calls, and then touching them multiple times. And so this is really where the opportunity goes from, okay, we can be a call service to we can be a sales service, a concierge service that really follows up and converts the leads. And that's why the results are so much different. Amazing. I love the illustration here, guys. You put your 1s, keep putting the 1s if this makes sense, this resonates. This is different than just a call center, right? You're really going to help them convert the opportunities. Keep going, Chris. You're crushing it. This is awesome.
Awesome. Fantastic. And one point that I should mention there, because we're all really smart people on this call. And so automation is fantastic. And we use High Level to run all of our automations with text messages and emails. And we've stepped back from ringless voicemails a fair bit, that we found that they're not as effective as they once were when they were brand new. But all of these studies relate specifically back to a real phone call from a real person. And we've found that it converts far better when it's a North American based person, not a virtual assistant that's from overseas. Having somebody local to the marketplace makes a big difference. So it's important that they're real phone calls from real people from the local marketplace. So now I want you to think from your agency right now. You've got all of these different lead sources, or your clients are buying from all of these different lead sources. They're buying from Google, potentially YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, email, or they're buying leads from these third-party providers. Well, now, instead of all of those leads just like hitting their inbox or maybe going into a white label, high level solution that you've got for them, everything goes to the concierge. They all come to one contact point, so you have control over the conversion for every client that you have in your agency. You own that. You're filtering. You're using the text messages, the ringless voicemails, the emails, direct messages, and phone calls to vet all of the leads according to the criteria that your client has given you. And you're simply delivering pre-vetted, high-quality appointments on either their calendar or the calendar of their salespeople. So just very quickly, do you see how this could be a game changer for your agency? And when you go into a sales presentation, it's not like, hey, and I struggled with this. I was known in the mortgage industry. I've been doing it for 15 years. So I would go to conferences and be like, hey, Chris, you're the Facebook guy, right? And it's like, I guess I did that to myself. Yes, I'm known as the Facebook lead guy. That's great. But now when I go to conferences, people walk up to me and they're like, you're the guy that does qualified sales appointments and creates sales, right? That's me, right? And so think about having to sell your services and being positioned as either one or the other. Are you a Facebook lead guy or an SEO guy? Like, come on, your clients are getting calls from India every single day trying to sell services that cost less, that do more. Like, we've all heard that stuff and we fight that. Now, all of a sudden, you're the person who vets qualified appointments in their calendar and drives sales. Completely different positioning. One small little tweak in your agency to get all that leverage. So hit me with a one if that makes sense.
Awesome. And lots of yeses. I see Steve Kelch says yes. Max Werner says, oh yeah. Tammy says yes. Lots of ones coming in. Okay, good. They're with us. They see how this is different and this could be a game changer.
Awesome. So I make this change in my position in branding, and I get a phone call from a CEO of the largest online rate site in the country. Chris, I've heard great things about this agency concierge thing that you're doing. I'd like to have a meeting with you. So I go in, and they had the exact same problem at a massive scale that all of our clients were having at a smaller scale. They were generating more leads than they knew what to do with because they were the largest rate site online. They were taking all of the leads and giving them directly to the loan officers. So they were basically a lead generation company giving the leads to the clients. And I went in and I was like, oh yeah, I know how to solve this. This is easy. You just put a concierge in place. And they were like, what? And I was like, you just need an appointment setter that sits between the lead generation and the actual person who's going to close that deal, so that the concierge vets the leads, makes sure that it's an actually good use of the salesperson's time or the business owner's time, and then book the appointment. So I wrote all the scripts. I hired all the people. I put them in place. Check this out. This is our Q1 report from internally what we did in their agency. In 90 days, we increased their lead to appointment ratio from 12% to 20%. So even though we were kicking more people out of the funnel, because we were actually making the phone calls, we were actually handling the leads within 5 minutes of them coming in and getting 6 phone calls out to them through the lead generation journey, we talked to that many more people. We were able to book that many more appointments. The leads were better qualified when they got to the salespeople. The salespeople increased their closing ratio, and we generated an additional $580,000 in revenue in 90 days. $500,000 in revenue bolted onto that organization in 90 days by changing just one thing. It's not about the leads. It's about the appointments and the ability to close them.
So you guys get the idea, right? This is what we're talking about. This isn't theory. Chris has done this. He's getting the results. It's not just about, oh, maybe this could work. When you do this well, and we're going to be showing you exactly how to do this correctly and monetize it, you can provide those next level results to the clients. Just not an additional dollar spent in advertising, just helping to convert more of those leads into sales.
And you nailed it there, Josh. There's no additional ad spend. Oftentimes, they can actually dial back a little bit of ad spend because they can't handle the amount of business that comes from the leads. So they go from frustrated with like online leads don't work, that I got to cancel my program, to can you dial it back a little bit? We can't handle all these appointments and sales jobs that we need to go on, which is a great problem to have. Now, for us, we see anywhere between a 40% to 50% bump in the amount of qualified appointments that are coming through a funnel just by adding the concierge on. So I say that's just phase one because of this really cool experience that happened to me. So we had a client, we were doing digital lead generation services for them. They absolutely loved it once we had put the concierge in place. We actually saved them with the concierge. They had sent in that email like, hey, we're not really seeing results from our lead gen with your company, and we're just reevaluating right now. Can you guys hop on a call? Well, you all know what that call is, right? So I got ready with the concierge presentation. I didn't even let them start vetting their concerns at the beginning of the appointment. I just got on the appointment. I was like, guys, this is amazing. Look what we're coming out with. This is going to solve everything. This is going to be amazing. They said, okay, Chris, concierge saves great. We'll continue with you guys for another 30 to 60 days and see if you guys can save this. Okay, great. Well, we turned that into a long-term successful relationship. That business owner calls me up and says, Chris, I'm going away on vacation for a month. I got a team of people, and I don't want our pipeline to dry up while I'm away on vacation. But here's the thing. Over 80% of our business comes from past client referrals and referrals from real estate agents. And about 10% of our business comes from the work that you're doing for us. And then the other 10% he just couldn't track. So he's like, this digital marketing thing where you're absolutely crushing it, it's 10% of our overall sales. The thing that I'm most worried about is calls not going out to our past customers and calls not going out to realtors. Can you guys make those calls for us? I'm an entrepreneur. I solve problems for money. So what was my response? Was it like, no, we don't do that? It was like, yes. If you will help me with the scripts, I will make sure that Lenny makes those calls for you and we keep your funnel full while you're gone. So what ended up happening is we got our concierge agent to get their list of past customers and start calling their past customers and asking for 3 very simple things. Number 1, repeat business. Are you currently looking to buy, sell, or refinance in today's marketplace? Okay, so if there's a deal in that database, we activate it, they get that return customer to come back. If they're not a return customer, which most of them aren't, right? Because in the mortgage space, people only buy homes every 3 to 5 years on average, right? So most of these people, it's not like chiropractic or dental or any of these things where you can actually get them in based on an offer. So the repeat business, which we generate still a significant amount of just by calling and asking for the business, but then referrals. Do you or someone you care about, can we count on you when you're in a conversation with them and they're interested in buying, selling, or refinancing? Would you introduce us through an email so that we can make sure they get the same great service that you got? And what we're generating is real-time referrals on the phone of people that they've run into that they can refer to the business. And then it plants the seed that your client's business is built on referrals so that they send more and more referrals to the business over time. And the third thing that we go after is 5-star ratings and reviews. I see here on your file, it looks like you had a 5-star experience, but we haven't yet seen that show up on your Google profile. If I'm to send you a text message right now, would you click on the link and just go through that process while I'm on the phone with you really quick and leave us a 5-star rating and review? Yeah. Of course I would. And the concierge stays on the phone with the client until they leave the 5-star review on your client's Google profile. We had a client about 3 weeks ago. We generated 36 5-star ratings and reviews on her Google profile in less than 4 days. absolutely crushing it. She's now the best rated loan officer in her local marketplace, and it absolutely transformed the local SEO program that we're doing for her because we're on the phone generating business from her past customers and getting her 5-star ratings and reviews. So this creates instant sales and revenue for your clients with no new lead gen and no increase in ad spend. It's totally free for you to get this resource, but you produce far more customers by calling the past clients than you do with the digital lead generation that you're providing with Facebook or Google or SEO. If you ask your clients, where does the majority of your business come from? They either don't know or they say it's referrals from past customers. It's the number one business driver in small business. And yet we're doing the hardest work as an agency. We're focused on the hardest to get business when we've got this massive golden nugget and opportunity just sitting with every single client that you do business with, and hardly anybody has a solution to go out and get the low-hanging fruit.
Guys, put a #2 in the comments if that makes sense. So we always think we're going to generate leads, we're going to follow up on those leads, and there's money there. There's absolutely money there. But there's even more results and money in saying, hey, look, why don't you just let us call your past customers, check in with them, right? Ask if they've got an immediate need. Some of them do. Ask if they know someone that needs the service. Lots of them do. You're going to multiply the amount of referrals that they get, and at a minimum, help them drive more views, which makes your online marketing more effective. Okay, cool. Hammered that home. Lots of #2s, they get it.
Awesome. Fantastic. So these are just some of the results that we were able to generate for our clients when we had this epiphany and we were like, wait a minute, let's go get the low-hanging fruit. This is our client Adam on the left. He had 27 past customers that he gave to us as a test. He did 6 deals as a result of us calling 27 people from his past customer database. Our next one, Dan gave us 49 past clients. He did 7 deals in less than 60 days. To keep in mind, like, our conversion rate on the online leads that we generate for these guys is about 3%. So if we generate 100 leads through a digital marketing funnel, they might close 2 or 3 deals. We can call 49 past clients and generate 7 of them. Keeping in mind, again, they're making $5,000, $7,500, sometimes $10,000 a deal when they close one of these deals. Which service do you think they're happier with, right? And we're delivering both of them. And it gives them more revenue to be able to invest back into the digital marketing agencies. This other guy, Travis, did $2.5 million in business in 3 weeks as a result of us reaching out to his past clients and getting those referrals. These are just some of our clients' Google business pages after actually making the phone calls and asking the customers to leave the review and staying on the phone with them until they left it. Homestar went from 0 ratings and reviews to 65 in less than 30 days. This is my buddy Tyler. Tyler has 1,015 Google ratings and reviews. The average mortgage company in the United States processes 4 loans a month. Think about how many loans you have to do to get 1,015 5-star ratings and reviews on your Google profile. That is some incredible database work. Look at, this is James Lowen. James, we have gotten him. He's the number 1 best rated mortgage company in the country of Canada. In the whole country. He's got 633 Google reviews as a result of us helping to call out to his past clients and customers. So think about your agency and the results that you're generating for your clients. How much longer would your clients stick with your agency if not only were you generating the leads, getting the vetted appointments, calling all of their past clients, boosting up their ratings and reviews, and generating even more inbound phone calls from the 5-star reviews that you're getting on Google? It's a game changer. Hit me with a 2 in the comments. Does that make sense? Awesome. Fantastic. All right. John, Andrew, Steven, Max, Josh, this is amazing. Okay, fantastic. All right. So in the interest of time, let's unpack one more opportunity, okay? I call these exponential opportunities. Again, this is something that we stumbled on and really absolutely changed our digital marketing agency. In the mortgage industry, most mortgage professionals get the majority of their business from past customers and what we call referral partners, right? A referral partner is somebody that can send multiple customers to your client every single month ongoing. So when they convert a yes from one of these people, they're not just getting one deal from one customer and one referral, they're getting multiples. So if you think about an orthodontist, a good portion of where your orthodontist clients get their business from is from dentists. Dentists refer to the orthodontists. Think about a medical spa, right? A med spa should be working with general practitioners that refer clients out for, hey, I need to get that mole zapped, or I need to get this or that zapped, or there's all kinds of opportunities. In the mortgage business, we're calling out to realtors, financial planners, investment advisors, and insurance professionals. You get the point. They all have 4, 5, 6 customers a month that they can then refer over to the mortgage professional. So what we're doing is we're getting a qualified list of those referral partners, and our concierge agent is following our script, calling out to the referral partners and opening up that business relationship. Josh, in the plumbing industry, we have a plumber, and we're making calls out to general contractors and damage restoration companies. And they're like, wait a minute, you're going to be on call for us. We have an offer that we've put together with the client. And now they're getting multiple deals every single month for free that are pre-vetted, that don't ask about price, that don't haggle them at all. They just call like, hey, we need you at this job. Are you available right now? Yes, let's send out a truck, and away they go. It's just clean, simple business that comes in every single month, and it's exponential because it happens every single month. They do that one appointment to convert that one referral partner, and they get deals every single month moving forward from that point. So in the mortgage industry, we teach a process called the 40 by 4. And we tell our clients, look, your job and your goal is to attend the appointments that we book for you. And by the end of 1 year, if you just do one appointment a day, okay, and you only accept 20% of the people that you talk to as a referral partner into your business, by the end of 1 year, you're going to have 40 referral partners. Well, if 40 partners send you just 4 deals a year, right? Which in many niches is like, you can generate far more business than that. But if it's just 4, that's 160 new customers a year from 40 partners. And we can help you establish those relationships and book those appointments right in your calendar. So all you got to do is show up and give your value proposition. Does that sound fair? I say, yes, absolutely. In the mortgage industry, 140 clients, or excuse me, 160 clients, if they're only making $2,500 a deal, it's $400,000 a year in new revenue bolted onto their organization from free appointments that we're setting up for them as part of the concierge service. So that's where I really want to do some brainstorming in the Q&A, because that's where I find most agencies get hung up as far as like, who's going to be the best referral partner for my clients and my customers. But if you crack this, it makes you the only digital marketing agency in your space that can provide that service. And as soon as you say it to your client, the value proposition is immediately recognized.
Guys, can you still hear me? Give me a 1 in the comments. I'm not sure if it's on my end or Chris's end. All right, you still hear me? So Chris, we lost you for a minute there. Couple of great questions coming in. Will this apply to my niche? How do you charge for this? We find it works different in different verticals, right? There's like home services. There's a big emphasis on following up with the inbound lead, putting the automation in place. But there's also a play, obviously, for calling the existing customer base. For other verticals, the biggest opportunity is calling into the existing customer base and setting those exponential appointment opportunities. And so what Chris is great at and what he really loves to do is help you figure out what the best play for your niche is. And what we're going to do now is we're going to show you guys exactly how he charges for this and how you can implement this model in your business. So just give me a yes if that sounds good. You're ready to get into like implementation mode on this and really how to, yeah, we still got him. Chris, hopefully you're still with us and you'll be able to get into unpacking this here. Can you hear me, Chris?
Yes, I can.
All right. There you go.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. The internet's a little bit squirrely, so it might just be in your area. While he gets his internet back online, just on a scale from 1 to 10, like 1 being garbage, 10 being this is really good stuff, I'm getting value from today's session. Give us a rating so we kind of know where we're at time-wise, like value-wise. Excellent. All right, so you guys are getting value. Glad to hear it. Let's see, Chris. Maybe Chris is going to log back in. All right, fair enough, Jason. And if you're giving me an 8 now, it's probably because you're like, I get it. Let's get to the point. Like, let's show me how to do this. And that's exactly what we're going to do next. Chris, are you with us now? Frozen. Frozen in time. Technology. Yep. So the good news is he's going to be in a minute. And I guess, Chris, I heard you for a minute there. Chris, I see you.
There we go.
You're scratchy. I don't know why, but you're scratchy all of a sudden. Alien voice, a little tricky. No, you're cutting in and out, like it's very alien voiced. So if you could maybe restart the computer, and then I'll kind of hit some of the key points here. All right. So then, guys, he showed us the concierge case study. He showed us phase 1. We're going to take the inbound calls, right? And we're going to convert more of those inbound calls at a higher level. Then he talked about phase 2, which was we're going to call the past customer base, right? And we can all get a past customer base. We can all call those customers back. We can text those customers. If all you did was send a text message to your customers, past customers, that's called a database reactivation. Great results from that. But if you layer that with a concierge that actually picks up the phone and calls those customers, that's a premium service that generates results. It really just generates money for the clients. And then phase 3, and for some of us, this is actually where all of the opportunity is setting appointments with people that can refer us to their clients, right? So in his case, he's working with loan officers. He calls out to the real estate office, to the real estate brokers and says, hey, want to connect you with this loan officer. Would you be interested in a quick chat? And he just sets those appointments up all day, has a huge, huge impact. And he shows the numbers of this. And so really what you're talking about here from the concierge perspective is we're taking the inbound lead flow, but we're also helping to generate reviews. We're helping to convert live chat on the website, which is going to make more money for the client, which is really just going to generate great tangible results. And so I'm hoping he'll be back in here in a sec so he can start to unpack the how-to, which I know a lot of us are here just for the how-to and really like, let's get into how we actually implement this. But I just want to check in, like, just to make sure we're all on the same page, right? This is going to drive better retention. It's going to drive more revenue and profit per client. It's going to result in less customer service. Oh, these leads aren't any good. It's going to drive better industry reputation because people are like, okay, these guys deliver the goods, right? They actually generate great results. Higher quality leads, more sales that are easier to close, and more referrals, right? Just give me a 1 in the comments if that makes sense. Like, these are the reasons. Greg says, can you call my clients and offer your concierge service as well? Probably not. Okay, so I want to get, while we're waiting for Chris to get back in, like, so here's really what we're going to dive into now is how to do this. Really, how do we implement this in our business? And Chris will explain this better than me, but since he's not on, I'm going to do my best. A lot of you guys, how do you charge for this? And then how much profit does it actually generate? The way he stacks it in his business, the way he shows you to do in the training, is each concierge that you have is going to make between 100 to 150 calls per day, right? They're going to pick up the phone, and that's their outcome, right? Their whole job is to connect with 100 to 150 leads per day. And then on the average, and he's done this with lots and lots of concierges in lots of different areas, they're going to book between 5 and 10 appointments per day from those calls. Remember, this is a mix of inbound and outbound, like net new people. On average, they're going to be able to schedule 5 to 10 appointments per day for your client base. And the way you're going to charge for this is you're not going to say like a flat monthly fee for unlimited use of your concierge or for unlimited inbound or outbound calls. You want to have a controlled price where you can scale up as you go. Chris, go ahead and Ed, if you can make him co-host so he can take over the screen. But what he's going to suggest is $750 for 200 calls, right? Chris, are you back? But you're muted. Let's see if we get that audio working.
How's that?
Yes, back. I was just, because we're waiting for you, I was kind of explaining the client concierge model and how you charge for this. And the crowd goes wild to have Chris back on to explain the actual how-to on this. Do you want to take over the screen, or do you want to talk from my slide?
No, it's okay. I'll take over from here if that's okay. If that's all right with you.
Let's do it.
And for everybody that was asking at the beginning, is this live? Oh, we're live, baby. So thank you all for your patience, and we will get right to this. So yes, like you said, Josh.
Actually, pull up the Google Slides, because that's where this information sits.
That was actually, I think, what caused the issue for me. But let's give that a shot. There we go.
Fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it's working.
Perfect.
Yeah, I went through this part. They all said yes. They all got it. They get it. This makes them more money, makes them unique, makes them stand out. Awesome. Sherry says this gives me hope for my training, and these mix-ups can happen. Yep.
Absolutely. Going. So retaining your clients, which we discussed, and this one I love, which I touched on very briefly at the beginning, but working less by relying on who rather than how. And there's a brilliant, basically, there's a training out there where there's two ways to do something. You can figure out how to do it on your own. And in order to do that, you've got to figure out what all the steps are, and then you've got to write them all down. And then you've got to go through each and every single one of those steps. You got to figure them out, what works, what doesn't. You do that for every single step, and then you have this list of all these things that you've had to go through in order to get to the end result. Or you can look at who, and you can hire somebody who already knows how to do all those steps, and you can skip all of the learning and all of the trial and error and all of the time that it takes to get the result, and just find a who rather than a how, right? And I love that, because all of that time that I've bought back goes back to me and my kids and my family. And that's what we've got in our agency now, is we have all these who's. Our concierge agents are the ones that are managing the clients, booking the appointments, and really making the results. So now I know Josh went through how to charge for this, but this is basically the deliverable that you're going to be giving to your clients. So each concierge makes between 100 to 150 phone calls a day. They book anywhere between 5 to 10 appointments per day. As we've been working with other agency owners in the first limited release that we did just with members of the Seven Figure Agency previously with this, we're finding that the mortgage industry is a lot harder to book appointments in. We've got some people that are working in niches that are closer to Josh's niche, where they're getting 15, 20, 25 appointments a day for their clients, because these people are calling in and they need a service right away. So that's what we're seeing in our agency. And if you're making if you're charging $750 per 200 calls, that means that you can handle 11 customers per concierge agent in your agency. Now that, based on if you're hiring your person at $15 per hour, which again is a North American locally based person, not outsourced or a VA, and you pay them a bonus of around $2 per appointment, that means that for every concierge that you have, you're producing $8,250 in revenue and $5,650 in profit per concierge agent that you have, and that's per 11 customers, okay? Now, that's $5,650 in profit per month per concierge agent that you bring into the agency. I know this to be true because our agency created $1,040,023 in extra revenue and $849,648 in profit, delivering the service that quite literally I would give away for free. Because where we're actually making our money is in the retention of the customers and the referrals that we're getting from the customers because we're getting better results for them. Like, I didn't originally start the concierge to make profit off of it. I just wanted to solve the problem of clients coming to me and being like, the leads are no good, I'm canceling. It was just like, well, here's this solution so you can stay with us longer. It just happens to be very profitable because of all the different ways that we've discovered that it creates value for our clients and customers. So it's this amazing bolt-on in the agency. So we have a testimonial at the end that I'll show you here. And it's from an agency owner, and she implemented this with us less than 90 days ago. And she has converted over a quarter of her entire book of business to now being on the concierge service. So she is charging $500 for her digital marketing services per month, an additional $500 a month for the concierge service. So for more than 25% of her customers, she has doubled her monthly recurring revenue on those clients. So not only can you go to your existing clients and immediately bolt more revenue on without even onboarding a brand new client, just delivering this service to the existing clients that you have. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But what it also allows you to do is to close more sales and be more profitable, because now every single sales pitch that you do from this point, you're able to upsell the concierge service as a platinum bolt-on to your package. You can sell higher ticket services and they're more valuable to the people that you're pitching, so you close more sales at higher tickets. So you're getting more revenue from your existing customers and you generate more revenue on every new sale that you make within the agency. Which leads us to how. I think we've all...
I'd love to interject here, Chris.
Please.
Guys, we've been going for about an hour, and this has been awesome. You got the idea of the opportunity. You got the idea of why this could be powerful and the results that Chris has gotten. Just give me an all cap yes if you've got the time and you got the desire for him to show you the fundamentals of how to implement this in your business. Okay, we got 5 really, really quick keys on how to do it. Let's dive into the 5 keys, Chris, and then we can keep pressing forward.
Absolutely. So in order to get this implemented, key number 1 is to set up your system and platform. And so many of you are going to be on high level. We run this entire system off of a high level snapshot, and that runs all of the phone calls. It runs all the messages. It keeps all the concierge agents on script. It's a phenomenal system. So you got to set that system and platform up, write all the text messages, write all the emails, write all the call scripts, get them organized, teach them how to import all of the contacts into the system and actually use it.
Curious, put GHL in the comments if you're already using Go High Level at some level. Yeah. Most of us in agency space have High Level. If you don't, it's a very cost-effective platform. And what's beautiful is you can take this and run the entire thing. Chris runs his $1 million concierge system that's continuing to grow on this platform. So the first step is to get that built, set up the automations, making sure that all the phone calls ring into there, make sure you can text in and out. So that's step 1.
Step number 2 is the campaigns and the scripts, which are truly the key to success. Scripting is everything when you're working these concierge agents. It's incredibly important to make sure that everybody's saying the same thing and they're following the campaigns and the scripts for each of your clients, because they're going to have little nuances that they want in their business. So during the onboarding process, you've got to make sure that your campaigns and your scripts are bolted in perfectly.
So guys, just to be clear, like there's a couple of scripts, right? There's the inbound script. Hey, thanks for calling XYZ company. How can we help you today? And knowing not just how to answer the phone call like an office manager, but how to convert those opportunities into book jobs, knowing how to call the past customer base. Hey, you were a customer in the past, and have a decent conversation with the customer that doesn't embarrass the client. And then having a script to call those referral partners, right? This scripting has to be built before you can roll this out, right? You have to really have the campaigns built, the scripts, and then eventually you can roll to the next step. Just give me a 1 in the comments if this is making sense and you're like, okay, I get it, right? I got to set up the system first, and then I've got to dial in the scripts and I've got to dial in the campaigns. Awesome. Keep going.
Excellent. Now, the third key component that you need is to get your people. And this may be the trickiest part. And there are some huge tips that you need at this stage in the process in order to make sure that you're hiring the right person. And I've given you a lot of them on today's presentation because we wanted to give you as much value as we possibly could. But in the hiring process, you've got to hire the right people. And that is people that already have experience doing what it is that you're delivering to your clients and customers. And finding those people, there's a very specific way that we've discovered that you go out and you do that. Then you need to train them. There's a 2-week onboarding process that you can use to take somebody from being reasonably good as an appointment setter to a rock star concierge in 14 days. So that person is ready to go, fully trained on how to set the appointments, how to run the software, how to customize the scripts, everything that you need in order to make sure that you've actually got a rock star person, because this is your liaison between you and your client and customer, and they're going to be the person that's truly delivering the service to the client. And it's important.
You can win or fail on this one, guys, right? Like if you hire a VA or somebody that's going to embarrass your client, you're done, right? You're going to need to hire professional people. Chris says North American based. They've got experience setting appointments, right? And he's got a great process on what job to post, how to get those people to interview, and then how to hire the right people and get them to hit the ground running. So super important. Good quality appointment setters.
Josh, you just hit the nail on the head, because in every single sales presentation that we get, especially when we're talking about calling their past clients, calling their referral partners, and converting their leads, the number one question that we get asked is this person North American based? Because they want to protect their brand. They want to protect their company. And I'm not saying anything bad about virtual assistants. There is a time and a place for that. Making the most important phone call that exists for your agency and for your client's business isn't that place. We want somebody that really can connect with those customers and get the best result. So hiring is a huge part of the process. And then the fourth is to launch your offering. And that is quite truly a launch. You've got to get all your sales points organized and put together a campaign of how are you going to sell it? Are you going to sell it via webinar? Are you going to sell it live over the phone? How are you going to get people into the sales process? How are you going to convert your existing customers into this process? And then how are you going to convert your list? All of the leads that you've had, all the past sales consultations that you haven't been able to win, this is your opportunity to go back and close even more business from those leads that you've already generated. So you need a launch plan for how you're going to position this to your marketplace and successfully go out and get the leads so that you can actually sell the system.
Yeah, so step one, we set up our system, right? So we've got the thing. Step two was we created the scripts and the campaigns. Step three, we went to market. We got some really good concierges, right? Some rock stars is the optimal word. Step four, now we've got all that built. We got to actually sell this, right? Because you don't want to do all this energy and like, okay, but I don't have any clients, right? You need to go out and sell it, right? You got to be confident to get your prospects on the phone, to get your clients on the phone, and have a great offer that they're like, yes, I'm going to sign up, and have all of that fleshed out so you can sell the client and onboard the client.
Absolutely. Does that make sense? Hit us with a 1 in the comments if that makes sense. All right, good. Okay, cool. And then step 5 is to actually manage, coach, and maintain your concierge and your customers. There's got to be a cadence of the reporting that goes from your concierge agents to your clients to let them know how many phone calls did we make, how many people did we speak to, how many appointments did we book, and then getting a scorecard from your client that says, you booked me this many appointments, we got this many customers, and here's the revenue produced by the results from your agency with us. And actually tying the services back to the amount of money that you're generating for your clients every single month. And you want to talk about something that can absolutely transform the stick rate on the existing clients. It's them reporting back to you every month. Here's this big juicy check that I just cashed based off the services that you're generating for me. And I can tell you, when you get into those conversations and you break down where the results are coming from, you're going to be astounded at how much comes from the digital marketing and how much comes from the other profit centers that you're doing. Because even just comparing the results that they used to get from their digital marketing to the results that they're getting from their digital marketing now with the amount of appointments that you can actually vet for them, It's an absolute game changer, and really being able to report that back to the clients is the.
So guys, I want to check in for value. Like, these are 5 keys. I think oftentimes when Chris and I explain this to agencies, they get it. Like, I get it. There's an opportunity here. And they get like, okay, I understand. I'm going to put someone on the other side of the phone to answer the calls and to follow up on my leads. But it's the nuance that some of you guys don't get. That's why I wanted to make these 5 keys really clear. Like, these are the steps you want to go through to really launch this and have a world-class deliverable. Give me a 5 in the comments if those 5 keys are helpful, and kind of, this is what you have to put in place in order to make this work. Awesome. Okay.
Excellent. So where do you think...
Actually, Chris, while you pull up the other screen, I'll just kind of explain this model.
Perfect.
So you can stop the share there for a sec, and I'll kind of spotlight myself for a minute. All right, guys. So those 5 keys really goes into this model, right? And Chris spent a lot of time kind of working this out. Number one, we've got to get the system in place, right? Which is our campaigns, our scripts, our inbound and our outbound process, right? We got to dial that part in. Number 2 is we got to get our setters, right? We got to get the concierge in place, which means we've got to recruit and hire. We've got to train and onboard, and then we've got to manage those KPIs, right? These people don't manage themselves. People don't make 100 calls a day every single day unless somebody's looking at those numbers, right? You got to manage and inspect what you expect, and you got to have a great process for that. And then you've got to sell this thing, right? It's not going to sell itself. You have to have a great promotional strategy to market this to your existing customer base, to market it to the industry as a whole, as a unique service offering. You've got to have a sales process. When the prospect says yes, you can help them identify what the gaps are and why they need this service. And then you've got to have great onboarding, right? When the client does say yes, so you can get them set up, you can get the system dialed in, you can start implementing this on an ongoing basis. This is the model I think we've delivered to you guys on a silver platter, a concept that can have huge ramifications in your growth. But what I also believe is in the hour and a half that we've got, we weren't able to show you exactly how to do it. And really, we want you to do it. We want you to get this in place. So just give me a yes if you're okay with Chris explaining what the Agency Concierge Mastermind is, and how we can help you execute this, and actually get this done at a world-class level. All right, I got some yeses. Okay. Chris, the floor is yours to kind of walk them through what it is, how it works, how much it costs, and why this is a no-brainer.
Absolutely. So you should be able to see module 1. So here's what happened and how we put this together. So Josh and I originally did a podcast episode together, and that's where this whole idea came from, because Josh was just like, hey, would you get on my podcast? And I said, what are we going to talk about? And he was like, just tell me how you're crushing it in your agency. Multiple 7 figures. Just tell me the thing that's working the best so we can share it with other agency owners. We got on the conversation, and it led down the path of the concierge, because it's how we fixed our retention problem. It's how we increased our average order sale value. It's how we increased our closing ratio on every consultation that we did. And at the end of the podcast, we ended up getting all of these members in the 7-figure agency community that came back and said, hey, how do we do that too? So what I did was I went back to my operations director and to a couple of other key members in our team, and I said, look, can we take this and take out everything that we do, our standard operating procedures, our job ads, our hiring processes, all of the ClickUp boards that we use? I want to take everything out of our agency and package it together as a business in a box so another agency can implement exactly what we can do. Can we do that? My team went back, came back to me about a week later and said, Chris, we can do it. This is what it looks like. And we mapped out this 5-week process of giving you each of the standard operating procedures and assets that we use in our agency so that you can just take our business in a box and apply it into your agency. And so the first step is the roadmap and truly understanding how you're going to implement the Agency Concierge in your particular business model. Because some of you are just going to want to focus on converting the leads that you generate in your digital marketing agency to more opportunities for your clients and customers. And that's awesome. But there's another opportunity and another pathway that you can go down where you can actually implement a concierge agent in your agency to help you sell more of your agency services. We doubled our sales the first year that we had concierges in our agency, because every single webinar that we do, every single opt-in that we get, every single podcast registrant that we get on our opt-ins, they get a phone call from our office. Hey, thanks for requesting this information. We'd love to get you on a free strategy call and walk you through our digital marketing blueprint to show you how we can grow your business. Would that be of value to you? And we book over 20% of the leads that we generate into a one-on-one sales presentation because we have concierge agents that are calling them. So there's kind of two ways that you can set your agency up. And in module number 1, I walk you through how to make the choice on which one's right for your agency, and then how to apply it and what tools to install in your agency in order to do it. It's an incredible training for us to walk somebody through this process, easily valued at $1,500. Our consulting starts at $5,000 a month, and for me to walk you through this process is certainly worth 1 month of consulting at $5,000. So I think a price of $1,500 just for that module is very light, very reasonable, right? Module number 2 is the hiring system. So once you know how you're going to run this in your agency, how are you going to find the people? Like, what job ads do you run? Where do you run them? Where do you find these people? Where do you find people that already have experience in running a concierge service? So in this module, we give you every resource that we use in our agency to hire our professional concierge appointment setters, including the job ads, where we run them, our compensation plan, all of the questions. There's 21 questions that we ask every single person who comes in to a job interview. And we have a multi-step email sequence that they have to jump through in order to actually get on a job interview with us. We give you that whole vetting sequence, every question to ask them on the job ad, what you're looking for, how to score them, and then how to actually get that person to accept the job and come in to your organization. We even include the sample contracts.
If you're serious about implementing this in your agency, just give me a 1 if you think that in of itself would be worth it, right? If you feel like that would be useful to have a hiring system to get the right person, to get them on board, and to really streamline that. And what I found going through this myself was it didn't just apply to the concierge, it applied to a lot of different areas in our business. And Chris does a masterful job with this. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Keep going, Chris. Just want to make sure this is resonating and making sense for you guys.
Awesome. We put a value of $3,000 on that module because I have spent more than $3,000 on hiring training and what do they call them? Recruiters, professional recruiters that have come in and worked with us in our agency. And we do it far better now using the system that we've generated. So we've actually spent that money to create that system. Then we have our selling system. And this is our entire sales system, including the call scripts that we use to book appointments, our cold email outreach, our ad copy that we run on Facebook, Google, and Instagram and YouTube to actually generate new leads of people that we sell the agency concierge or our concierge service to. You get our lead generation pages and our follow-up process. So quite literally everything from the targeting, the ad copy, the lead generation pages, how we follow up on the leads, and how we actually book an appointment with a lead that comes through an online funnel. And you get the entire thing on a silver platter uploaded into your high-level account as a snapshot. So you literally have the lead generation pages and everything right in your account. Last month, Josh, we did a presentation inside the 7-figure agency. Last month, we invested $22,000. I think it was let's say roughly $22,000 in online advertising. And we closed over $50,000 in sales of our digital marketing services using this exact selling system that I'm giving you inside the training. Nothing left behind the curtain. You can literally take this, pick it up, put it in your niche, and off to the races that you go. So easily a value of $5,000 because we closed over $25,000 in profitable business from that particular system just last month.
And what I love about that training is it's a very consultative conversation you can have with the client. Ask a couple of questions. They immediately recognize the problem and the gap. And it's like, you want us to help you with that, right? And he's going to show you exactly those questions and exactly the choreography of that so that almost 50% or more of the prospects you talk with are going to be like, yes, this is a no-brainer. Start following up on my leads for me. Put a $ in the comments if knowing how to sell this correctly would be of use to you. Just a little $.
Nice. Awesome. All right. And then we've got the delivery system. So you sign up a client. How do you onboard them? How do you actually get the concierge interfaced with the client? How do you actually run the concierge system for your clients inside your agency? So these are our standard operating procedures, walkthroughs on our ClickUp boards with step-by-step everything that our account managers do and everything that our concierge agents do in order to deliver this service to the clients. Again, we've got a value of $2,000 on that, which, I mean, for you to just sit down, your time.
I think you left a zero. I think you left a zero off the value of the the delivery system.
Absolutely. And then finally, the management system. Once you onboard these clients, you need to make sure that your clients are happy every month and that they're seeing the value of the system. And you need to make sure that your concierge agents are actually managed. So this is everything that you need to manage your concierge department in your agency to create happy clients and more profit. Make sure that your clients stick with you for longer as a result of the concierge. They make more money, you make more money, and everybody wins. This is how to get the win-win-win solution in your agency running. And if we take a look at, the average digital marketing agency is charging about $1,500 a month, or let's call it let's round down and say it's $1,000 a month. Well, if you can retain just 4 more clients a month using the agency concierge service, that's an easy value of $4,000 for just this module to get these people to stick. So I think we've been very, very fair in the valuation that we've got on each of those volumes. Now, we've also got a weekly mastermind call with myself. Every Thursday at 3 o'clock, we go live inside the membership area, and I share with you what's happening in the agency. So tomorrow, I'm doing the breakdown of how did we spend $22,000 on ads and create over $50,000 in sales, and I'm giving away everything to the members. So that happens once a week, and it's a full Q&A after that. So I've got a small presentation that I do at the beginning every week, and then you answer any questions. If you're stuck on anything, we break through, we get you the resources that you need. We don't leave anybody stuck in the program. If you need help, you get that help directly from me on that weekly mastermind call. And then we have a daily call for your concierge agents. Arguably, I think this might be, once you're up and running, the most valuable part of the program. So our director of our concierge services every single day gets on a 1-hour Zoom presentation with all of the concierge agents that we have. Every single concierge agent has to report how many calls they made the day before, how many people they spoke to, and how many appointments that they booked. And we put them in a competitive environment so that they're all competing against each other to see who wins, who's on the leaderboard. They're sales-based individuals and they want that chase. But then if you have problems with scripts, if you have problems with clients that want something specific in their system, we actually walk your concierge through any CRM problems that they're having, the scripting, how to overcome objections. All of that training is provided for you. So you get the staff member, you give them to us, and we manage them for you every single day to make sure that they're actually producing results for you in your agency. Now, if you need immediate help, or you have a win, or you have a resource and you just want to celebrate, or you need help with something, we've got a private Facebook group. It's open 24/7, and you can hop in there and hang out with all of the other digital marketing agency owners that are currently running this model in their business. We have over 50 people in that group right now that you can get support from and really become a part of the community. And obviously, Josh and I are very active in that group. And then you also get all of our swipe files. So we're constantly coming up with new campaigns and new ways to make our systems profitable for our clients, and we share all of those swipe files with you as part of the system. So if we take a look at those 5 modules and the very fair valuations that we've put on them, it's a total value of $15,500, not including the weekly mastermind calls, the daily mastermind calls, the private Facebook group, and the ongoing swipe files that you get as part of the service. Now, there's absolutely no annual contract on this program, so you can sign up, and you're only part of the community as long as we're generating results for you. You can cancel at any time. So the investment in order to get in is not the $15,500. We're charging a one-time payment of $4,997, which is an incredible investment. And then it's just $1,497 a month to have us manage your concierge for you, and support you through the successful implementation of this program. So right now, if you see the value in this, I would love for you to type value in the comments and just let me know what you think. For everything that you're getting as part of this program, do you see the value in what it is that we're offering here? Awesome.
Value's coming in, right? You're getting his entire multi-million-dollar business model with the complete swipe and deploy, which is a no-brainer.
Buckosey, awesome. John, Steven, Tammy, that's fantastic. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Demetrius, awesome. Kim, they're still rolling in value. So I want to do just a quick little math exercise for you, because you're ready to go on the program right now. It's a phenomenal investment for you, but we really want to make sure that this is exceptional value for you. So both Josh and I run multiple seven-figure agencies. We're not in this for the money. We're in this for the impact. We really want to see agency owners take what we've discovered in this concierge model and truly change your business and your life as a result of implementing it successfully. This math will help you determine how beneficial this is going to be to you. So what I want you to do right now, on a quick piece of paper, just grab that and say, how many customers do you have? Total customers that you have in your agency right now. Just write that down. Then write down how much each of those, how much they pay you each month, right? So on our example here, we've got 50 customers that are rebilling every month, and we've got them rebilling at $1,000. Your numbers may be higher or lower, but that's how you do the math, right? Then how much extra money would you make if just 20% of your client base stayed with you for just one more month? If you were to implement the agency concierge service and go to your clients and say, hey, look, all these leads, and I have a magic question, and this is part of the training, and I'm just going to give it away because, again, I want to give you as much value as possible. But there's a magic question that you can ask your clients when you get them on the phone, and it's this. Have you called all your leads in the first 5 minutes when they came in? Have you sent a minimum of 6 phone calls to those leads to convert them? If not, I can make you more money through the leads that we generate for you, and I have a solution. Would you like to hear about it? And that's it. That's how you open up the sales conversation to these people. And anytime that you've got somebody who sends you that dreaded email of the leads are no good, I need to speak to you, I'm thinking about canceling my service, you've got something to show up to that meeting with that's not only going to retain that customer, it's going to get them to pay you more money every month in order to save the client and return them. So if you could get just 20% of your client base over the year to stay for just one more month, what's that worth for you? Well, in this example, that's 10 additional customers at $1,000 a month. That's a $10,000 value just by introducing the agency concierge to the clients that you currently have. Now, how much extra money would you make if 20% of them bought the concierge? Well, you use our launch plan and our exact marketing sequence. That's an additional 10 sales. You're going to charge them $750 for 200 calls a month. That's an additional revenue of $7,500. Now, again, do this with your numbers. So what's 20% of your total customers? So 50 times 20% is 10 times the $750 a month. How much revenue do you have sitting in your agency right now just waiting for you to go get, right? The final thing, how much extra money would you make if you closed just 20% more sales? So that's one new sale for every 5 sales presentations that you do. And it's easy in our business to make those additional sales because we're the only digital marketing agency in the mortgage space right now that's offering concierge services. Not only are we going to generate the leads for you, but we're going to turn them into vetted appointments on your calendars. We can take all of the other leads that you're buying from all the other services and the leads that you've previously bought. We can work them, turn them into appointments. And oh, by the way, have you called your past customers in the last 90 days? If not, well, we can make you some money there as well. You can close far more than 20% of your sales because now you've got a 100% differentiated offer. You're no longer another yellow lemon out in the sea of lemons. You're now a 100% unique offering in your marketplace. So take whatever you charge for your setup fee, and for every 5 consultations you do, tack an additional sale on there. So if your digital marketing agency has just 50 customers and you're charging $1,000 a month, There's $18,500 worth of value for you when you implement the Agency Concierge just from these three. And this doesn't take into account the referrals that you get, the happy customers. It's easier to run your business. It's more fun to run your business. Your staff are happier, all kinds of benefits that go along with it. This is not an income claim. This is just here to help you do the math. And if you were able to get through the math, hit me with a $sign in the comments and just let me know that that made sense and you were good to go. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Right on? Excellent. Okay.
Jim did the math. Nicely done, Jim.
All right. Now, when you invest today, we've got some bonuses for you. Now, this is for everybody here on this presentation. Specifically, you only get it when you use the link that's at the bottom of the page right here. So,
or the link in comments. Link in comments.
Okay. Yeah. Use the link in the comments there. So bonus number 1 is the Concierge Launch Plan. This is the exact marketing sequence that I used to launch the concierge service to our database of existing customers and past leads. We sold out 22 systems, so 2 full concierge agents, just running this email sequence to our past customer database. You get to swipe and deploy in your agency. I walk you through the whole sequence. We upload everything into your account so that you have the landing page and all the email templates. Easy value of $2,000 on that bonus. Bonus number 2 is our concierge sales system. So Josh mentioned we have a very simple process to get people to ask you to pitch them on this service. So it's not a slide deck where we're going through features and benefits. It's a discovery process that holds true value for people when they show up on your sales presentation. And we go through this consultative process of asking them very specific questions about their business, where at the end of it, you just say, oh yeah, we can help you with that. We can talk about that in a little bit. Let me ask you this question. Have you called all your past clients in the last 90 days? Are you calling your leads within the first 5 minutes? It's a question-based framework so that by the time you get to the end of the questions and you total up how much money they're losing in their business, then they say to you, well, can you help me fix that? Yeah, sure. I can tell you about our products or services. That's great. And then you transition into your pitch. When they're pursuing you for the pitch, rather than you trying to sell somebody on the phone, but you've done it from a value-based presentation. It's absolutely incredible. It's transformed our sales team and it's given us the ability to scale. Have you ever hired a salesperson? It's like they can't sell like I can sell. This solves that problem because you can get anybody to follow the question-based framework and sell the program because clients are selling themselves through the process. So we've put a very light value of just $1,500 on a brand new way to sell your agency services. So this will transform your agency forever. The concierge doubles your clients' results from the leads that you're already generating for them, and it doubles your sales. So I'm going to go through this relatively quickly because I want to be respectful of your time. But these are 3 webinars that we ran in February and March of this year. And you can see here, automated sales from the webinar. We made 7 total sales on the webinar. That means somebody showed up to the webinar, watched the pitch for our digital marketing services, and then purchased our products and services without us having to speak to them, which is what most digital marketing agency services are doing. So we closed 4.86% of the people that actually attended the presentation. Now check this out. We got our agency concierge on the phone calling everybody that registered for the event. We booked an additional 25 sales appointments and we closed an additional 9 sales over the phone from people that had registered for the event. Not potentially didn't even show up to the webinar and we were able to close them. So we more than doubled our sales. We increased our sales by 129% just by calling out to the leads that were coming into our digital marketing agency. This right here, these are all of our sales statistics for the entire year, last year. We generated a total of 757 sales presentations. We had 757 people on the phone that we pitched for our digital marketing services. We sold 143 of them on that actual sales presentation, which is an 18.89% closing ratio. Then we followed up to the people that did not buy, and we made an additional 208 sales. So just getting people on the phone and pitching them, we made 143 sales. Following up with the people that we did sales presentations with the concierge, right? we made an additional 208 sales. How many of you here have made a sales presentation to somebody and you're like, oh, they're going to buy the program, but then you just didn't really follow up that well with them and just kind of let them go off into the ether? I mean, how many of you would say that you're absolutely crushing it with your sales follow-up after you deliver a sales presentation to somebody? Give me a 1 in the comments if you feel like absolutely you don't let anybody slip through the cracks. Give me a 2 if you think there's room for improvement there. Awesome. All right, cool. So we know that there's room for improvement there. Let's face it, we're entrepreneurs. Next, right? Squirrel, right? Us too. When I put a concierge in place, look at that. That's an additional 208 sales in 1 year just because we put a concierge in place in order to follow up on the sales opportunities that we were generating, but leaving on the table after we did that. So take that for what it may mean for your particular sales, but an additional 27%, I mean, every 27% helps, right? Which is bonus number 2. It's quite literally going to give you that sales process that we walk people through so you can duplicate that in your agency. And then bonus number 3 is our high-level snapshot. So all of the campaigns, not only for the ones that you need to run for your clients, but the ones that you need to run for your agency, everything is in a high-level snapshot that we're going to upload into your high-level account. Now, if you don't have a high-level account, that's okay. You're still going to get all of them. You can put them into whatever CRM it is that you use. But if you're using high-level, we just upload it right into your account, and it's right there for you to change, implement, and put in your agency. Now, again, a very light value of $1,500 for all of the campaigns, all the lead generation pages, all the follow-ups, all the call scripts, everything, the triggers, everything loaded into your high-level account. So if we add all of that up, the 5 different core systems that you need to run this, the roadmap, the hiring system, the traffic system to generate all your leads, the delivery system to deliver the results to your clients, the management system to manage the whole thing, your launch plan, your sales system, and your CRM snapshot, a total value of $20,500. Now, for today's webinar, for those of you that are here that take action right now, we're dropping the one-time setup fee. We are not charging the setup fee. You're getting a $5,000 discount today for being here on the webinar. And then we're taking the $1,497 monthly fee, which is worth it all month long, and we're dropping that down to just $997. So you can get involved today, get everything, all of the resources, everything that we've got for you for just $997 today.
I told Chris to make this an absolute no-brainer for you guys, especially those that have been on this whole time, right? You get the value of kind of the concept, you see the problem and the opportunity, you bought into like, okay, here's how we would get this done, but there's logistics, right? There's lots that needs to go into making this happen. It's definitely worth $5,000 setup and then $1,500 a month. But we want to make this an absolute no-brainer for you because we know if you implement this, you're going to get an exponential return on investment, right? So we won't be keeping this at this price for long. So if you're on here and you're serious about implementing this and you want to get the results for your clients, jump on that link, text message us in the system here if you're having an issue with the link, and get yourself signed up, right? Take advantage of this opportunity to really differentiate your agency and provide those out of class results for your clients.
Absolutely. So that is, again, the link is in the comments. But you can also do conciergemastermind.com/launch. Make sure you've got the capital C and the capital M on there. That may also be what's going on with a couple of people that are having trouble. But for those of you that are in, so let's see, we've got Max, Lauren, looks like John. Welcome to the program. Thrilled to have you. I won't screw through all of those, Josh, because I would like to open it up.
Board. Excited about this.
Oh, that's fantastic. I would like to open it up for Q&A, Josh. If you have time,
absolutely, let's do it.
Fantastic. So for those of you, if you have questions, you can type them into the Q&A panel, or if you'd like to, put up your hand, we'll help you unmute your microphone. And I'd love to take any questions that you've got about the model and just help you go through the actual model. Again, You've got all 5 modules of exactly how to implement this in your agency and the 3 bonus modules of my exact sales system. You're getting the Facebook ads, the Instagram ads, the Google ads, the lead generation pages, how we sell the product, how to sell it to your existing customers, how to hire the person, how to deliver the service, and then how to make sure that it's scaling and that you're retaining even more of your clients. I cannot wait to see y'all on the inside and see you implementing this. Now, while we're waiting for the questions, I do want to let you know that we do have a 14-day, 100% money-back guarantee. Because really, the only way for you to make an informed decision on whether or not this is right for you is to experience it on the inside, not the outside. So today, go ahead, get on the inside, and see if everything that we say about this program is true and valuable to you. Then it is, that's when you get to decide to keep it. If it's not, there's no hard feelings whatsoever. You can ask for a refund. It's very simple. All you have to do is send an email to support@conciergemastermind.com. It's totally hassle-free. We understand that you can't make an informed decision unless you've actually joined us on the inside. You've actually seen the training, tried the training, you've gone through it. We want you to experience everything. The live trainings, go through all 5 modules, get the bonuses, get everything. Go through. If you don't like it, simple as sending an email, and we'll refund 100% of your money within the first 14 days. It's the exact same reason you can't buy a house without walking through it. Can't buy a car without driving it. We want you on the inside so that you can see the value. Again, we have over 50 members waiting to be introduced to you inside the private Facebook group. Haven't had a single request for a refund. So I think that we're absolutely nailing it on the delivery side. But if not, there's no risk to you whatsoever. We're not asking you to make the decision right now. You just need to get in on the inside, experience it, so you can make the decision within the next 14 days that it is the right investment for you. But there's absolutely no hassles whatsoever. This offer and the training expires this Friday at midnight Eastern. So you've got until Friday at 7 o'clock, or Friday, October 7th at midnight in order to make your decision on the program. These are 3 client testimonials from our agency of people that we have launched the concierge services for. This is Diaki. Even with rates rising, on our first day of calling with our new executive concierge, they took 6 new mortgage applications and we received 2 more referrals. Wes, this system helped us dial in our calls to our pre-approved and referring buyers. We picked up 6 new applications in the first 4 days of following the scripts. And then Gene, we closed 6 deals from the applications we generated within the first 30 days of following the system. I want you generating testimonials like that, not client emails saying like, the leads are no good. I want you getting testimonials like this from yours. Now, I've got this one video, and then we'll hop into the actual, then we'll hop into the Q&A. So just one second. So this is Chris. She is a digital marketing agency owner, one of the first people that joined us in the training, and this is what she has to say about her experience.
Pro Agency, we're a digital marketing agency that specializes in lead generation through Facebook, Google, and TikTok for martial arts schools. We currently run ads on these platforms for over 300 schools across the United States. We have a low-ticket, high-volume agency structure. But one of the main reasons why school owners cancel their services with us is because they blame it on lead quality. I'm sure you've heard that in the past. But when you log into their high-level account, it's obvious that they just simply don't follow up with the leads. The number one requested service that we've gotten over the past year was a lead follow-up service. So when Chris Johnstone launched the Concierge Agency Mastermind, it was a no-brainer. I was fearful in launching one in the past because I didn't know anything about how to operate it. So having a mentor going in this that could help coach us gave us the utmost confidence. Within 4 weeks of joining the program, we launched it successfully and now have 50 clients utilizing our concierge agent program. We've hired 3 agents and are already looking for more, and this has added an additional $25,000 worth of monthly recurring revenue. If you're thinking about offering lead follow-up for your clients, which I absolutely believe you should, I think the future of marketing is end-to-end services. People want you to be able to do it all. So it's a no-brainer to join this program. It's added a ton of revenue. It's added opportunities for additional team members and is also going to help us to improve our stick rate. Just do it.
Awesome testimony. Awesome example of this whole process, right? She implemented it. She followed it. She was in all of the sessions. She was asking questions. And now she's got 25K in MRR additional, right? And that's exactly what we want to show you guys how to do with this Agency Concierge Mastermind.
Awesome. So let's dive into the Q&A, Josh, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you have questions, post them in the comments or unmute. And if you're on still and you're still on the fence, like go, you've been on here for going on an hour and 45 minutes. Obviously, you see the value in this. You see the value in Chris as a teacher and me as a teacher. It's a zero risk proposition, right? Sign up, get into the training. If it doesn't feel like a good fit, just ask for a refund. We'll gladly refund it. Best case scenario, you get the value, you go land a couple of clients, and this becomes a new high profit, high retention strategy that you can implement again and again and again.
Awesome. So I see a couple of hands up. We'll go ladies first. Linda, are you able to unmute your microphone?
Yes, thank you, Chris and Josh, for this. It's very, very insightful. So my question, because I'm still a bit confused about, is that being in the medical space and all the HIPAA regulations and everything, and how would that work? Because of the concierge will be handling like the HIPAA private protected information, like the patient's name, phone number, all those things. That would this apply to the medical space, since everything is so highly regulated? I already see the objections, and that's going to be the number one question if I bring that to my clients, that okay, how do we get around HIPAA if I'm going to be putting that person in to be calling these people?
Fantastic question, Linda. That's amazing. And one of the things that I didn't cover in today's presentation, because I didn't want it to seem so grand, is what has happened with us is we've discovered this thing called the Ascension Pathway, which we teach in the training, which is how to go from just an individual client to selling it to multiple offices through like a regional sales director. Like once you get results with one client, you can then sell up their organization and sell multiple people. Well, we've done that successfully in the mortgage agency through 2 different franchises. And now we have monthly contracts where corporate, the CEO of the organization, has come to us and said, hey, look, one of our biggest pain points for the entire corporation is we know that our loan officers aren't calling their database and they're not calling realtors. So we want you to staff us a corporate solution where they're making the calls for all of our agents. So we have corporations that are paying us over $10,000 a month for our retainer. And what we're doing is we're delivering the concierge service, but it's their staff members. So we've gone out at the exact same hiring process that you have. We've run that hiring process, hired staff for that organization. They work for that organization, and then we train them. We get them on the daily concierge calls, and we're managing it for that organization. And I see that for the perfect business model for that healthcare model, because they have to be staff members of that organization. But the largest pain point that they have is they're paying massive amounts of money to recruiters. And there are some fundamental flaws, in my opinion, on how that business model works. So what you can do is, let's say, look, we need to be compliant. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run the job ads. I'm going to vet the people. I'm going to put them through our 2-week hiring process. I'm going to hire them. I'm going to train them. They're going to be accountable to me, but you're going to hire them on your payroll. And you're going to pay me X amount per employee per month that I place with your agency. And that's how you get around it. And Linda, one other thing for that is that opens you up to a true JV opportunity where you can say, hey, look, pay us for this person, but because we're managing them and we're truly partners in this and me generating results for you, what I'd like is a small commission for every deal that comes through to your organization through a concierge that I manage. And then you actually get retainers and commissions from the business that the concierge agent is generating while they're placed within that other organization. Does that make sense?
Yes and no. So like, for example, let's say I put a concierge in a dental clinic and they're like booking appointments for teeth whitening or something like that, or implants. Those aren't really deals. Those are like more services. So how do I really say, oh, for every appointment that you get teeth whitening, do I get a percentage? Or it gets a bit tricky. Listen, so yeah.
So the way that I look at that is you're going to make your money on the concierge placement, and then just ask the business owner what they're comfortable with. And oftentimes they'll offer you a deal that's more lucrative than what you would have went to them with anyway. So leave it on their desk to come back to you and just say, hey, look, you're going to pay me and I'm going to find this person. I'm going to hire them. I'm going to place them, and you're going to pay me X amount per month per employee that I have working in your organization. So and that's pure profit, right? You've got no deliverables. It's that money that they pay you every month. As long as the concierge is there, you get paid. And then you say, I'd like to participate in the results that person generates. What do you think is fair? And that's how I've set up almost all of my deals. And they've all been very lucrative. And I never even went in with a hard sales pitch. It was just like, what would you like to give me for this? And they come back and come back with a deal that's more than fair.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And
hey, Greg's got a question here. He's asking, what does a US-based concierge make?
Awesome. So there's a range. So it depends where you're hiring them from. If you're getting them from the middle of the country, it's easy to get them between like $15, $18 an hour. If you're in more competitive marketplaces that tend to be coastal, you're probably going to be somewhere in the range of like $22 to $23 an hour for a North American concierge in order to be running the system. And those are very profitable at that for both you and for the organization that you're delivering the concierge for. Great question.
Any other questions, guys? Feel free to post in the comments or raise your hand. And again, if you haven't registered yet, jump on the link, get yourself registered. It's a zero risk proposition, right? I mean, check it out. If you get value, amazing. If you don't, you can always ask for a refund. But we're seeing great results, as you saw with Chris Rodriguez, with members that are going through this process. Again, it's all about better results for the clients, differentiated service offering, and a nice, high profitable growth plan. Ed just dropped the link in. Margie's asking if this will work for new agency owners. What do you think, Chris?
100%. I'm huge on this for new agency owners. We've actually changed our value proposition. This is what we lead into the marketplace with, because we can sell it for a higher price. It has more perceived value. It differentiates us 100% from all the other digital marketing agencies that are out there selling Facebook and Google ads, and allows us to sell against that. So honestly, if I was restarting my agency and I wasn't at multiple seven figures, this is what I would start with. This would be the offer, because the sales presentations are completely different. And then it's a phenomenal way to open the relationship and then sell more digital services as you're generating results for the clients. So you're in a fantastic position right now. That's fantastic.
Yeah, because if you're new and you're going in with the same offer that everybody else offers, what's going to make you stand out? Why would they choose you versus the competition? You're going to have a tough road without any case studies or examples. But if you're coming in with a new offer that is different, you can go into any niche and offer this and get attention, right? And I think that's a great answer there, Chris.
Thank you. Bakosi, I see your hand. Can you unmute?
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Hi, Josh and Chris.
Hey.
All right.
What's up, man? Great to see you.
Great to see you too. All right. So I'm pretty sure you guys get this question a lot. So what I wanted to ask is that, does this same program apply for people that are not in the Western countries? Like, for instance, I own an agency and I run like a dental marketing agency in South Africa. Does it also apply for people that are like in different countries?
Yes. And that is one of the things that I love about sales. Sales is sales. Languages are different. There are certain nuances within different cultures, but sales is sales. And picking up the phone and speaking to somebody who's interested in a service, vetting them, and then giving that vetted appointment to somebody who is going to sell something to them is 100% the way that sales should be and have been for a very, very long time. All we're doing is we're taking the things that every business owner knows that they should be doing and just doing them for them. At the end of the day, it really boils down to that. They know they should be making the phone calls. They just don't. And for you to fill that gap and provide that service is exceptionally valuable, regardless of where you're from.
Yeah, I agree 100%, right? I guess you just have to ask yourself, whether I'm in Africa or I'm in Istanbul, wherever I am, do the people that in my country, do they get leads that they don't follow up effectively with, right? Are they saying that they are unable to convert the opportunities? The answers to those questions are yes. Then this service is just as relevant and probably more underutilized than it is in the United States. I would say absolutely.
Makes so much sense. Thanks so much, guys.
Hey,
good question. Thanks for being on here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Josh, maybe one or two more questions, but then I've got to, unfortunately.
So Max is saying, new agency owner here. How do you go about getting business owner and concierge on the same page about what a qualified customer is? Great question.
That is a fantastic question. So in the program, we walk you through how to onboard a client. And part of that onboarding is what we call a scorecard. And that scorecard is you and the client both agreeing up front on what the performance is that you're looking for on that particular client. And then that's very simple for you to deliver because that scorecard is then delivered to the concierge agent and they know what the expectations are on that particular client or customer. So it's a collaborative process with your client so that you can properly set the expectations up front so that when you exceed those expectations, the client is thrilled, which is part of why they stay longer, they pay more over time, you're able to generate more revenue and more profit. So great question, Max. And that's how we do it. We do it through the onboarding and then through the scorecard that they're reported back to every 2 weeks.
Awesome. Well, guys, great questions. Chris, this has been great. For those of you still on with us, if you haven't registered yet, go register now. We've dropped the link in there for you guys. We'd love some feedback. On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being, this was kind of a waste, 10 being this was great, right? You got new information, new insights, ideally great value that you can go and implement. And then, if you haven't signed up yet, go sign up. Like, we'd love to be part of this journey and really help you take it from an idea to something you actually implement and get great results with on the other end. John says it was 11 for me. Tammy says this was great. Thank you. Margie gave it a 10. So Chris, you over-delivered it as always. And thanks so much for everybody that came in.
Awesome. Right on. Right on. Thank you so much for the feedback and the kind comments, everybody. It was phenomenal to be here. And for all of you that joined, I look forward to seeing you on the inside. And until the next time, much love. Thank you for being here. And Josh, thank you for hosting.
Awesome. Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks, everybody.